Full-time trailer living can help you pinch a few pennies along the way, but you may not be doing as much pinching as you would expect.
We'll get into it.
Ba-da-ba.
What's up, you guys? It's Lauren and Sam. We are the trailer couple dedicated to that simple life, and it is another cheap or maybe expensive day to live in the burrito.
Today, we're going to be discussing the super hidden costs of RV living.
As most of you know, there are a lot of upfront and recurring costs associated with full-time RV living. Obviously, the initial purchase price of your trailer and taxes and fees associated with that, maintenance on your trailer, utilities, campground fees, all this stuff can add up. We have got a great video on all of that stuff, but that is not what we're going to be focusing on today.
Today, we're going to be talking about the hidden costs of RV living that are oftentimes overlooked. But before we get going, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for us. We'll wait. Thanks so much for taking care of that. Okay, as always, let's put 101 seconds on the clock and simplify it.
So typically we replace ours about every 3 months. Ours costs about $15. You can get them at Walmart, you can get them on Amazon. So that comes out to be about $60 per year.
So little do people know that you actually are encouraged to buy toilet paper that is made for RVs. Now, this toilet paper is actually designed to break down easier than leading brands of toilet paper. So an 8-pack of RV toilet paper typically costs us $8.20. And then if you look at the cost of a normal 8-pack of toilet paper, that typically costs about $3.75.
Every month we spend $50 on internet. We have a mobile hotspot router that we bought, and we just pay for data through T-Mobile, and that runs about $600 a year.
So some RVs come with laundry machines. Ours is not, which means that we go weekly to do our laundry. When we are there, we spend about $8 to both wash and dry our clothes. So this ends up being about $32 a month and $384 a year just for us to have clean clothes. It's kind of a lot of money.
That's a lot.
Also, we were just talking about portable laundry machines because maybe saving money at the laundromat is a way we could save a few extra pennies. So if any of you have them, please drop that in the comments below and let us know what you think, because we're super interested and are just kind of looking into it.
So black tank tossins. People say that they are not a necessity, but we basically think that they're a necessity. They really help your trailer smell a lot better and your black tank smell a lot better. We spend about $68 per year on these things.
When we are hooked up to electricity, that means we aren't running our propane as often. So we typically have to fill it up about 2 times a year, and that's about $60, so that ends up being about $120.
And this is very dependent upon what part of the country you live in, because if you live in a very cold climate and you're running your furnace all the time, you're going to be blowing through propane a lot quicker.
Okay, and we are well aware that is time, but we've got a few other hidden costs that we think are worthwhile to share with you, so stay with us. We'll make it quick, I promise.
Let's talk about some accessories. So wheel chocks and sewer hoses are 2 things that you will need. Some people just use blocks for their wheel chocks, but we actually buy ours because it's super convenient. Sewer hoses and wheel chocks are things that people think are one-time purchases, but from our experience, they're really not. Sewer hoses especially can crack if they're sitting out in the elements for too long, and the worst thing that you can have is a leaky sewer hose. A cheap surge protector costs around $80, and a sewer hose sidewinder is about $22, but the countless good times that you're gonna have with these boys are priceless.
Every time we decide to tow the burrito, we end up spending about $100 more on gas than we would if we weren't towing. And I would say we typically tow the burrito relatively longer distances, about 3 to 4 times a year, so that ends up being about $400 more that we spend when we're towing the burrito. And last but certainly not least, firewood and s'mores ingredients cost about $16 per Starry campfire night. And we typically have campfires with our friends and family about 10 times a year because this truly is a staple of RV living. So we end up spending about $160 a year on s'mores and campfires.
So that is a grand total of, please wait for a drum roll, $2,071.
$2,071.
Obviously, we didn't even talk about utilities and campsite fees and all these other costs, but these are the true hidden costs that we've discovered in over a year of living full-time in our RV.
So are we saying don't do it? No, we're absolutely not saying that. We love this lifestyle and we wouldn't trade it for anything. What we are saying is that you just need to consider some of these other hidden costs, and don't live in an RV for the fact that you're going to save a bunch of money. Live in the RV because you want to be stuck in a small space with your favorite human and your really cute dog. Sam and I are always looking for creative ways to pinch an extra penny or two throughout the year. So if you all have any creative tips or tricks to put a few extra pennies in the piggy bank, please drop them in the comments below.
Thanks everybody for hanging out with us today. It means a lot that you're tuning in. That's all we have for you today. So hopefully it was a little bit helpful, and until next time, we wish you the happiest of trails.
Happy trails.